backstretch for the final time. The 30-year-old from Prosper, Texas, which, by the way, has a population of 30,000, is going to win in front of more here in the Bridgman. Buescher wins at the short track. What will the 19 try? Down to the bottom of the racetrack he goes. He's closed the gap. Off of turn 4. Buescher is going to do it. He goes back-to-back. He'll win at Michigan. Buescher separates a car length between he and Keselowski.
Brad's got no help. I don't think he gets back there to the 17.
As they come to the tri-oval, Buescher's going to win at Daytona.
William Byron, so on and so forth. But white flag, final lap, down the backstretch here for Christopher Buescher. He is going to break through and get his first win. Of course, he won real life last year, Bristol 2022, but in this will be his first one since 2016. Chris Buescher wins in Dover, and he will join RFK Racing teammate Keselowski in the playoffs, and RFK, both of their cars in the playoffs for the first time since so long ago, back when they were an elite championship contending team. Buescher wins.
Brad Keselowski.
Off turn 4 into the checkered flag. Michigan's Brad Keselowski wins NASCAR's longest ever race.
Season up, boys. Way to go, Jeff.
And a win at Homestead for Jeff Gordon.
I'm proud of you guys. That was awesome.
And the checkered flag and a NASCAR Sprint Cup Championship for Penske Racing and Michigan's Brad Keselowski.
Keselowski now working his way towards 3 and 4 for the final time here in Gateway. It's going to be a big day for RFK Racing. They're going to get Brad Keselowski his second win of the season after having a great stage point day for Chris Buescher. Brad Keselowski wins that Gateway, and he's back to championship form.
And he can see a shot at the championship. Christopher Bell off of turn 4. And the 28-year-old is going to lock himself into the championship 4. He's won in Miami.
To end with a win and forcing everyone below the cut line now is in a must-win situation, as through the final corner, Christopher Bell is going to be our 16th different winner. Christopher Bell wins in Miami and is going to expose the playoff system. Nothing coming from behind. Bell, Gilliland to run to the inside here in 3 and 4 for the final time. One last shot for Gilliland. It doesn't work as he checks up on the bottom and slows down Allmendinger. And that's going to seal the deal. Let's do 3-4 for the final time. Christopher Bell wins at Atlanta. Back-to-back wins for Bell. He's in 9th, so he will advance to championship 4 on points as well. And I believe Chris Buescher might have the last spot comfortably over Ryan Preece. Let's do the final score for the final time. Chastain unlaps himself. And Christopher Bell wins at Martinsville. He's going to fight for a championship.
Kevin Harvick is going to see the checkered flag. He wins again at the Brickyard.
To the Coca-Cola 600.
And Dale Jr. is scooting away. Uh-oh, he's slowing, isn't he?
150,000 people on their feet.
Jr. is slowing, he's out of fuel. He's out of
Out of
gas.
gas. And as at Indy, the leader at turn 4 does not get to the flag. Harvick, the closer, wins it.
Once again, where did he come from?
Back behind you.
He almost squeezed Harvick into the wall, and here comes Harvick, the 29, with Matt Kenseth.
Oh, Mark got loose. Mark got loose. And Harvick's getting a run off turn 4. It's going to be a drag race all the way back to the start-finish line. No caution. They're side by side, right to the line.
Club crash, here they come, checker flag.
Newman trying to stay with Harvick, trying to find a way around him. 2 more corners to go to a championship for Kevin Harvick. He's going to do it. He's going to win the race and the NASCAR Sprint Cup Championship. California's Kevin Harvick does it.
Couple of laps here and find himself in victory lane for the second time this season, backing up his Darlington win earlier this year as they're 3 and 4 for the final time. Kevin Harvick is going to steal one in Richmond. On top to end his career with a championship. As of course his final race will be at Phoenix and he will be in the mix for the championship there. As they're 3 and 4 for the final time. Kevin Harvick wins at Las Vegas. He will fight for a championship in his final race. Hello everyone and welcome to the Phoenix Raceway for the NASCAR Cup Series Championship here as we decide our champion from our 4 drivers of Christopher Bell, Kevin Harvick, Brad Keselowski, and Chris Buescher. You're green and underway with William Byron being clear from the pole over Ryan Blaney. Here comes Kyle Larson. Right now your championship leader is the 4 of Kevin Harvick in his final race, trying to walk off into the sunset as a champion once again. Here currently running the 4th position, Bizarre under Pryor from Christopher Bell in that 20. Right behind him for his first ever championship, the 20 right on the bumper, the 4. Can he find a way around Kevin Harvick? As it's still Byron leading Larson, Blaney, and Briscoe the top 4. Then Harvick is 5th. Bell fighting off Reddick and Chase Elliott now 4th position. Larson on the bumper of Byron for the race lead. The 2 Hendrick drivers that missed the playoffs are pretty much guaranteed to get 17th and 18th in the final point standings. Larson won twice in these playoffs since he was eliminated, since he didn't make it in the first place. Byron still winless on the season, but is consistent. Harvick still leading the championship. Here comes Christopher Bell on the inside. The 20 going to give it a shot here into turn 3. In turn 4, Bell goes to the inside, can't quite get out. Harvick will clear for 5th and maintain the championship lead a little further back. Buescher and Keselowski mid-pack trying to work their way forwards, get into contention, have a shot at this championship. The 2 RFK Fords, of course, but it's still Harvick and Bell up here fighting inside the top 5 for the championship lead. As Byron is leading this race, Larson runs in 2nd. Briscoe has passed Ryan Blaney for 3rd. As Harvick and Bell are going to be battling it out for position here in Phoenix, as they go side by side into turn 3 and 4. Harvick will clear Christopher Bell and claim the championship lead as Byron leads early in Phoenix. Now Chase Briscoe leads on the last lap of stage 1 as Briscoe looks to bring home the stage 1 win. A playoff point and 10 stage points. Driver of the 14th had a rough season, missed the playoffs, of course, not quite nearly as good as his, of course, 2022 sophomore season. He struggled this season, but it looks like he'll find a way to end it off on a positive note. Running really well here in Phoenix, leading laps. He's going to get a stage win as he laps Eric Almirola, almost laps Denny Hamlin as Chase Briscoe wins stage 1 here in Phoenix. He'll be followed by Kyle Larson, Ryan Blaney, William Byron, Bell, Reddick, and then will be Harvick, Chase Elliott behind Kyle Busch, and then Bowman running out your top 10 as is Briscoe, your stage 1 winner here in Phoenix. Now into stage number 2. Briscoe released back to the green on lap number 83. Blaney, Larson, Bell, Reddick the top 5. Chase Briscoe leads here in Phoenix, but Christopher Bell, your current championship leader, has gone around the 4 of Kevin Harvick. And now they're already 4 wide behind us. BJ McLeod, Carson Hocevar, Harrison Burton, Hocevar is getting banged around back there, bouncing off of Larson. Kyle Busch, big connect. Hocevar slides around, goes to 42 in front of your championship contenders. Harvick gets slammed into it. Byron in the air, Larson involved, Chastain, the big one. Underway in Phoenix, multiple championship contenders involved. Unbelievable turn of events. Hard in the wall, Larson and Hocevar bounces right back out. Harvick gets drilled in the back there. Byron gets a hard hit. Chastain gets in it. Bowman gets collected in this. A disaster for most of Hendrick Motorsports. And Harvick, of course, fighting for the championship. His final ever race in the Cup Series happens right in front of him. He gets lit up. Now we're going to ride on board with Carson Hocevar to see what happens. I mean, just look at this chaos. Of course, you saw there Kevin Harvick's number 4 car spinning around in front of the pack, getting slammed around. And I'll probably put an end. Look at the smoke coming out the back of that car. Probably be the end of Kevin Harvick's championship hopes, and the end of his career with a hard crash here in Phoenix at the beginning of stage 2. His championship hopes have come to an end for the 4 of Harvick. Right move, he's going to get through right here. And the Hocevar bang right down to him. A hard lick for Harvick. And then he starts bouncing. Chris Buescher somehow gets by right next to the 4, making kind of a Buescher gets through, and Harvick is destroyed. And of course, Kevin Harvick will be out of this race and out of the championship as we get the Goodyear blimp view here. See up ahead, Hocevar's got squeezed between Kyle Busch and Kyle Larson. And I don't know how Christopher Bell got through that, but Harvick was the first guy to get hit, and that's the worst. That cleans him out. And he stacks up by, and look at the arc of brakes behind by Allmendinger and Bubba Wallace. The 17 of Buescher finds a way by. But disaster for Kevin Harvick and Stewart-Haas Racing as his championship hopes have come to an end with a hard crash here in Phoenix Raceway to begin stage 2. It is over for Harvick. See, Buescher makes it through. Now we're going to ride on board with 17 of Chris Buescher to see how he makes it through this huge championship deciding crash here in Phoenix. Buescher right on the inside behind Bowman. He sees Larson right up ahead, sees Harvick, gets lit up right there. He checks up instantly. Busher does a great job again, checking again, slow down, gets pushed ahead alongside Harvick, which allows Busher to get through completely unscathed. And fairly now on board with this Busher's teammate, Brad Keselowski. He's a little bit further back. He was right in the midst of this. See, that's to Brad. He was way back in the field. See, they're already wrecking up there now. And Brad starts checking up, gets behind Denny Hamlin. He doesn't check up enough. He's trying to slow down. He gets a big hit into Ty Gibbs and Joey Logano. So damage to Keselowski as well. He gets into Ty Gibbs and Joey Logano. He's a little bit of damage. He should be fine with the 4. Smoke pouring out the back of that car. And it will be an unfortunate way to end Kevin Harvick's legendary Hall of Fame career here with a DNF fighting for a championship in Phoenix. Gets collected in Carson Hocevar's crash. And Harvick is done for the day and the season and his career, as your leader is Chase Briscoe here in Phoenix. Now we get back underway here. Going to be in stage number 2. Briscoe leading the way. Ryan Blaney second. Reddick third. Elliott in fourth. And then at 5th place is Kyle Busch as we're green and back underway in Phoenix after that horrible crash. Chase Briscoe leads the way. Christopher Bell still in the championship lead at the moment. He seems to have the best car out of Harvick, who's his main competition, has been taken out. Brad Keselowski is damaged as Briscoe leads, but here comes the lap cars, the 48, 54, 3 wide all around here. But there's lots of contact going on back here. We got car side everywhere. We got a big crash. Eric Jones around in the air. Truex, Elliott involved. Kyle Busch, Byron McLeod. Ty Dillon gets collected. Byron upside down, barrel rolling through the corner. Multiple cars involved in this one. A huge crash, in your championship contenders barely sneak by once again. Incredibly lucky for Bell and Keselowski. See here what happens is the 9 gets bounced off the wall into the 43. They were wrecking behind him. Then this starts, and all of a sudden everyone starts wrecking down the backstretch here in Phoenix. And a massive pileup wipes out a lot of your contenders in this race. Elliott, Kyle Busch, Truex, Byron, Chastain, McDowell, Logano. And a couple of the guys at the back like Ty Dillon and Ricky Stenhouse got damaged as well. You see here in the aerial view, just Elliott bounces off the wall and causes this whole chain reaction crash. Multiple cars involved. The 20 and the 6 somehow get by that unscathed. But Byron starts flipping there as you saw it down the backstretch. A crazy turn of events here in Phoenix, leading to this big crash involving Eric Jones, William Byron, Kyle Busch, and Chase Elliott. But now we gotta see these on board for this championship contenders with Bell and Keselowski getting by. So we're gonna go on board with the 6 of Brad Keselowski. Watch how this happens. So first of all, back here, he gets turned to the 10 there. Big damage. The 10 goes around the Brad starts checking out. They start wrecking everywhere in front of him, and somehow the C's part, Keselowski stays alive in the championship fight right behind the 20 of Christopher Bell. That is for the championship right now, and what a battle it is. And now Ryan Blaney is going to win stage 2 under caution, followed by Reddick, Bell, Larson, Busher, Briscoe, Kyle Busch, McDowell, Keselowski, and Hamlin. The top 10 stage 2, as Blaney is your stage 2 winner here in Phoenix. And now we move on to just 2 laps to go in the championship. Ryan Blaney leading, looking to get his 3rd win of the season. Unfortunately, not enough to win the championship as he was just eliminated in the round of 8 by a couple of points after a Martinsville DNF. And behind him, you have the 14 of Briscoe, but your current championship leader is the 20 of Christopher Bell, running in 4th. Seems to have this championship all locked up. Keselowski is a ways behind him by 6 seconds. And white flag, final laps on Kettle Bank in Phoenix for Ryan Blaney to win the race and Christopher Bell to win the championship. Can Bell make it happen and win the 2023 championship here at NR2003 and be our 3rd consecutive regular season champion this season to win the overall championship, joining Zane Smith and Austin Hill through the final corner for the final time here in Phoenix? Ryan Blaney is going to get that elusive win in Phoenix. Blaney wins it, and the championship will go to Christopher Bell. As Briscoe and Kyle Busch second, 3rd, Reddick 4th, Bell finishes 5th and wins his first ever Cup Series championship. Kyle Larson will come home 5th, and then it'll be Hamlin coming home in 6th, and Keselowski finishes 7th. Just so close to winning that 2nd championship, but a tremendous season for RFK Racing. Brad finishes 7th, Busher finishes 9th, both in the top championship 4 and top 10 in points. So Christopher Bell, he's your 2023 NR2003 champion, as he gets it done here in Phoenix with a solid 4th place finish. Gonna make it happen. But Ryan Blaney gets his first win at Phoenix and his 3rd win on the season. See the race results on the left side of your screen. And you'll see the updated final point standings in a few short moments. Found point stands. Christopher Bell ends up being your 2023 champion, winning 3 times this season with 11 top 5, 17 top 10 finishes, and led 711 laps on the season, second most of anybody in the series, only behind Kyle Larson. So a great season for Christopher Bell, a deserving champion, and makes it 3 straight regular season champions to win the championship here in NR2003. He had a strong race in Phoenix, did what he needed to do after the Harvick crash, and brought home that championship. So congratulations to Christopher Bell and Joe Gibbs Racing. They are the champions. And of course, the rest of your championship for a great season for RFK Racing. Brad, Busher, both in the final 4 of the combined 3 wins. I mean, tremendous job by those guys. And for Kevin Harvick, winning 3 times on the season, in his final season, making the championship 4, quite an accomplishment, up there with Jeff Gordon. A legendary career comes to an end. Thank you, Kevin Harvick, and a great season for him, and that's the last we'll see of him. Then their round of 8 drivers, of course, Ryan Blaney, 3-time winner on the season with that Phoenix win. Tyler Reddick, 2-time winner. Suarez and Elliott, your 2-time winners as well. So strong seasons for these guys. Just couldn't quite make it to the championship 4 when it counted. Then running out the top 10 in points, going to be Ross Chastain and Ty Gibbs. A strong rookie year for Gibbs. I mean, he did a really good job. Promising career for him ahead. And, of course, Ryan Preece, 2 victories on the season. Looking for him to be a contender in the future as he's had a very strong season. Of course, Denny Hamlin, once again, short of the championship with only 1 win on the season. And then running out your 16 playoff drivers. The bottom 4 are going to be the 19 of Truex, the 8 of Kyle Busch, Bowman, and Cindric. Bowman, Cindric just happy to get in the playoffs. Of course, Bowman, injury-riddled season. Cindric just barely got in the last second, but had a good run to the round of 12. And then, of course, Kyle Busch, first season RCR in the playoffs, solid for him. And then Truex, not the way he wanted to end his season with a first-round exit. And then your best of the rest now, Kyle Larson, obviously 17th points. He won 2 playoff races. Bristol and Homestead, but missed the playoffs, so he should definitely be back next season for more. And then Byron, really strong season, just didn't win a race. And Eric Jones and Michael McDowell round out your top 20 in the point standings. And then to round out the top 24 in points, you're going to have Joey Logano in the 22, who missed the playoffs. Austin Dillon, your Fontana winner, but didn't have enough points to make the playoffs. And Eric Almirola, Bubba Wallace, who won at Talladega and Kansas in the playoffs. But, of course, they didn't make it. But still a strong end to the season for those guys. And probably Almirola's final race going to be a win at Talladega. So good for him. And then running out the top 25 in points, you're going to have AJ Allmendinger with that big win at the Charlotte Roval like he did in real life. So props to him. Then 26 is Justin Haley. He had the big win in Atlanta but did not make the playoffs. And then Todd Gilliland and Harrison Burton, who won the Southern 500 somehow to end the season. But he still had a rough season regardless. Finishes 28th in points. Then to conclude the top 30 in the Cup Series point standings, Chase Briscoe and Corey LaJoie, with Ricky Stenhouse and Ty Dillon being outside the top 30 in points. Really struggling this season for Stenhouse. Very disappointed in him. And after this, we're going to see the final 33rd through 36th in the standings. You know, the final 4 full-time entries really throughout the season. As we, of course, know, Gregson, that suspension derailing his season. He'll come home 33rd in points. And BJ McLeod, JJ Yaley, and Cody Ware run at your top 36 in the point standings. But some great runs of the season, though, for Yaley and McLeod, both having top 5 finishes. Props to those guys. And then we have a couple honorable mentions here to round out the season. And those will, of course, be Carson Hocevar with some tremendous Cup Series runs. Jimmy Johnson made a couple of starts. Didn't go his way, but still solid runs for him. Then, of course, Shane Van Gisbergen, that number 91 machine, ran really well at Chicago and at, of course, Indianapolis. Good end of the season for him. And, of course, your Daytona winner, Riley Herbst, a shock upset win. So shout out to him. And until next season, I hope you all have a good one.